This is the LowcoSports Lowdown podcast. Here are your hosts, Justin Jarrett and Wes Kerr.
Hey, Justin Jarrett, Wes Kerr, and Max Arraj reporting for duty for the Wednesday LowcoSports Lowdown. Big baseball and softball night in the Lowco. We got some other stuff to round up as well. We talked about the state golf last night, so that was good. We can reflect on that a little bit more later on. But the big one tonight, the Donnybrook in the tank, the Sharks with the stunner over James Island. Got some gifts. James Island let them hang around, and they fell behind, but came back and took the lead and then held on. So big time win. I mean, they were fired up. Hollywood Hargis was especially fired up at the end of that one. You were over there, Max. Where'd you go, Wes, tonight? Any place?
Well, I was at the Nest, and it did not go swimmingly.
Didn't go well
for the Seahawks. Went down 9-0. Just that we really did them in. It's tough to see that go the way it did on senior night for the Seahawks, but they're still playing. They'll be the 4th seed in the playoffs, so just gotta put that one behind you and move on. But man, well, I went back home to catch some of the feed. I think the Beaufort zone was going in and out. The service at May River is not the best, so I think they're having some trouble over there.
Yeah,
but I was able to follow it on Game Changer, and I was impressed by the way. They fell behind again, a key air goal against them, and then just got back to what they've been doing well offensively and tack on a few more runs to find the difference in this game. So that's a huge momentum-building win for the May River Sharks heading into the playoffs. They still have one more and a chance to potentially take the 2nd seed tomorrow against Lucy Beckham, but certainly it feels like they're trying to do all they could to get this one, and they did. So heck of an atmosphere there from what I've seen, and that's an enormous win heading down the stretch for the Sharks, and great to see Will Korn lock in and put up a strong performance on the mound and see the offense rally behind him.
You mentioned they were having some connection issues, but our man Javon was recording the game, and so he does have the highlights already up on YouTube.
How about that? Well done.
Yeah. He knew he was going to have. He's been over there before, so he knew he was going to have some connection issues. So he was prepared for the fallback plan, and had the game recorded so that he could cut his highlights right away and get those out, so people can appreciate a really good outing from Will Korn against a tough James Island lineup. And then Hargis really with good work to come in and lock it down as well.
Right, getting the save. 2 strong innings and didn't allow any runs, just 3 hits. Rock solid performance, and that's what you need to close out ball game against a great team. So, Max, you were there in person. What did it feel like to witness this game live in action, to see the Sharks pull out a huge momentum-building win heading into the postseason?
Yeah, I mean, again, James Island got up early. They scored 3 runs, 2 in the second, 1 in the third. And you kind of thought, oh, no, James Island might be pulling away here. By the way, the first time I've seen James Island this season, we've talked about their pitching depth. They pitched 5 pitchers tonight.
And they were all 80 plus.
Yeah. So, you're like, oh, God, they're running away. And then May River scores 4 in the bottom of the third to make it a 1-run game in favor of May River. Then, James Island scores 2 in the 5th, make it a 5-4 game. And you're like, uh-oh. And here comes May River again, scoring 3 in the bottom of the 5th, answering right back, scores 1 in the 6th. And never looked back after that. I mean, they fought their butts off. They wanted this win. They wanted to beat one of the top teams in South Carolina, and they did that tonight. First region loss, I believe, for James Island.
Yeah, denied their perfect season right at the end.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think it's the first in-state loss for James Island, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, because their other loss, I think, was
they lost twice in the tournament, to Western Branch.
Did they lose to Scottsburg? I don't think they did.
Oh, they lost to Somerville, like preseason, February 10th.
It doesn't count. Yeah, that doesn't
I don't
count.
think that even counts. It's on their game changer, but I think their only loss
you can't play
was to Western Branch.
Right. Yeah, that's doing something for May River. That is quite a feat to do it, no matter if it's home or on the road, to take down a James Allen squad that was rolling through not just this region but competition overall in the state. And then that really puts it into perspective of how well this team could play if they are able to find it, into next week. Because this team has shown some really, strong moments of brilliance throughout the year. There have been times where they've just fallen up short, but this May River team has really taken another step this year. They've gotten some offense from a couple of different sources, and the pitching has been really solid. Will Korn has been the spark, and others, especially by the yeoman's effort that we saw from Logan Harvest getting that save.
Yeah. No, he was jacked up, man. He had good stuff tonight. He throws that curveball for a strike in any count. He's just fearless. He'll roll it up there to anybody anytime, and he locked a couple guys up in the 6th and 7th inning with it. It was pretty impressive, and I mean, he was in the zone. I got some good photos of him, especially right after the game ended.
Nice.
The celebration. He got so elevated and then like leaned back. It looked like he was gonna hit the deck, but yeah, he was jacked up. Definitely jacked up.
By the way,
some big knocks in this game too.
Yeah, starting pitcher for James Allen tonight, Marchand.
Marchand, yeah.
That dude was throwing 90 plus.
Yeah, I mean, that's the guy they held back against Bluffton so he could pitch against Somerville, and he beat Somerville, which, by the way, has a kid who's going to get drafted in the 1st round in the middle of that lineup. So, he's the real deal. And the Sharks got to him and got him out of there tonight, which was impressive.
Yeah, dude was – I saw him throwing. I was like, you don't realize how hard he's throwing until that ball comes out of his hand. You're like, oh, this kid's not going to throw that hard, right? And then, like, it comes out of his hand. You're like, whoa, holy moly. You know what he reminds me a lot of, like, a Walker Buehler type pitcher. Like, the way his arm motion moves around and stuff like that, he reminds me a lot of, like, a Walker Buehler kind of pitcher. So, I mean, and he's got a really good breaking ball, too. It was so cool to see. Well, it was weird because like it was like every other batter, James Allen would bring in a new pitcher, and I was just like, dude, when does it end? Like, how many more pitchers do you have? And it just shows like how good this James Allen team is, and even despite all the pitchers they put in, May River still just kind of just getting hits on them.
Well, we got somebody who had a great view of it from the fresh produce bullpen. We got Coach Mullis joining us in the studio. What's up, buddy? We can barely hear you. You there?
Oh,
Coach. I can't hear you, Mullis. Talk to me.
You got me in yet?
Yeah, we got you. You're in, man. We're talking to you. Can you hear us? We hear you now. You hear us?
I got you.
All right, there we go.
We got anything to talk about tonight?
For a minute. Misa Garzon says Ned the GOAT.
Yes.
Love it. Misa be trolling. He made a stellar appearance last night, by the way. That was a great. I mean, it was. Both teams made some defensive miscues that are a little, that you wouldn't expect necessarily. But I think that's, you put pressure on the defense, which both teams do. But man, heck of a baseball game. You had a great view down there in the fresh produce bullpen. Tell us about the Sharks, man.
They can't hear me yelling from down there. So I can yell at the umpires.
Schmidt said you sit down there so he doesn't kill you.
Well, yeah, that's true too. We text back and forth. It's pretty funny. How good a game is that? I mean, good Lord. Utah, a lot of good baseball players out there tonight. Yeah. And give them all the credit in the world, man. I love the way they play baseball. I mean, that they play some West Coast baseball, and it is fun to watch. And they will put pressure on you. And I mean, those guys. But I tell you what, I was just so proud of our guys tonight. The way they fought, they just kept battling and just grinding out at bats, and that's what you got to do against a Division I guy.
Yeah.
You see one of them big arms, you got to work him, and that it was fun to watch. Fun to watch.
Yeah, you faced a guy tonight who got PJ Morlando out both times he faced him.
I think we had him at 90.
Down.
We had him at 90.
And you guys got him out in the third inning. That's a good night's work.
And, those guys, they play every game. They play to win, man. They're chasing a national ranking, not a state ranking. And, I was a little worried when I pulled up today and the wind was blowing out. I was like, oh, boy, this ain't. Because we try to pitch up in the zone because, I put our outfield up against anybody.
Yeah.
And, we want to see some fly balls. And I was a little worried when it was, about a 15-mile-an-hour blowing out. But
well, and as Schmidt said tonight, their 9-hole hitters hit about 850 feet of fly balls tonight.
Oh my goodness, man! And how many times did they execute 2-strike bunts?
Yeah,
that's bold.
Willie had a couple issues, with those bunts too.
Yeah, I mean, but and that's just.
It's quite the risk you take, but I mean, it's against a good team. You might as well.
That's great scouting on their behalf too. Willie falls off a little bit to the third base side. They put those bunts right where they're supposed to put them. Those guys get down the line. That's good baseball.
Great baseball. Yeah.
Yeah, it is really good baseball. Despite all that, just to see how May River fought tonight, I was there for the whole game. I enjoyed every minute of that game. It was so much fun to see this Sharks team absolutely, just fight their butts off to get this win. And you could tell, on their faces, this game mattered. It may not matter. It may not matter to them statistically, but this game matters. It's a huge deal to beat one of the top teams in the state, if not country.
It might matter, right? Because if you had lost tonight, but then you beat Beckham tomorrow, it would have gone.
We're gonna have to beat them by We'll have to beat them by 7.
Now,
right? So now you just beat them.
Now we just beat them with 2 seed. And
right.
So it does have value.
And don't sleep on Beckham. Beckham's good too.
That's a Beckham team that rattled Hilton Head. They put up 9 runs in the first 2 innings combined.
That's a good base. That's a good baseball team.
So that they can hit, and they got some strong arms out there on the mound that have impressed throughout the year. But yeah, they've got a couple of dudes who can rake at the plate. We saw some nice barrels on the baseballs tonight from this Lucy Beckham Bengals team. So do not sleep on. That's another really tough game, especially after the high that you have from what you did tonight. You got to lock in again because tomorrow's going to be another very difficult task.
2-3 seed. I mean, you want to win them all.
Right. I mean, it's not the end of the world if you drop
you want to peak going in next week, and I feel like
as long as you put together a good performance tomorrow. I mean, obviously, it's tough to beat these 2 teams back to back.
You can't. Yeah. You got to think too now. Right. I mean,
you got to say keep an eye on for what's next. You can't.
You got to be leery of pitching.
Right. I mean, yeah. That's what I was kind of referring to. You don't want to run a guy into the ground. You have to be conservative in that sense because the game is coming up or
they're the ones that count. The ones that count.
Yeah, you got to get it lined up. You got to get it lined up for next week. So does Max go tomorrow?
Maxie and Micah Morgan.
Yep, I like it.
And I do too.
I give you a chance.
Micah got hot about 3 times tonight. He was next in the night too, but he's a freshman. He can handle it. And, how'd you like to be a freshman going into that like tonight?
Oh,
oh gosh.
How about the people? I mean, love the people. How about that? That's a great environment to play baseball. You're a high school kid, you get to play in that environment. Come on, man.
Especially with softball going on at the same time. With softball going at the same time, too, you got people kind of drifting back and forth in between innings and stuff. And
a lot of our ex-parents, the parents of, saw a lot of people there. It's like a family reunion tonight. But,
it was packed out tonight.
Yes,
you had to fight through the crowd to get to the gate so I can get in there.
Yeah, they did. I mean, golly, they got some arms. I mean,
they do.
Just keep running.
They got some grown men up at the.
Oh, there were some men's out there tonight, wasn't it?
There were some men's out there. That stock kid is a giant, man.
Jeez.
I'll tell you what, that you talk about the fans and the the crowds that came tonight. That was the loudest game I've been to all season long, and it shows A, how big of a game this is, and B, how much this May River fan base loves baseball, and I find that so fun and so exciting.
And Coach Stu, when Stu started this thing, we talked about it from the start. This is the stuff we built this thing for. We want games just like this. And, we went out, and you got to go all over the state to get them. We go to Gilbert. We play that tournament every year with the best teams in the state. We don't shy away from a whole lot of people either. And, we talked tonight, James Island's going away, but we're going home with them. And, you can't, you got to play those guys. They're going to test every piece of your baseball. And, that's Spivey does a good job, boys.
Yeah, he does.
And, it's like I told our guys tonight, don't get too high, don't get too low. I want to see them again.
Right.
And
one of your JV guys on the way out was like, "Hey," he's like chatting me up. He's like, "That's a great win," and I was like, "Yeah, but y'all got to come back and do it again tomorrow. You got to roll it in tomorrow, and then you got to roll it into the rest of
the whole thing now is flush it, move on. Whether you win or lose, right now it's flush it, move on.
Yeah,
it's surviving advance now, baby. It's surviving advance.
What you did today don't mean nothing tomorrow.
No, sir. And that goes at the plate more than anything. And I got to talk to some of our guys. I feel like a couple of our guys, they got to make sure they're not taking it with them. You can't take it to the field with you. You got to just flush it, move on.
Right. No matter what happens.
Don't let one bad play or sequence become.
But I love the mix tonight as well. We had young guys making plays. We had old guys making plays. Dylan Seaman on senior night. How many? You get 2 or 3 hits? I mean, you can't get happier.
2 for 3, yeah.
First Beckman
with a walk and an
double.
RBI. Beckman had a huge hit.
Beck's coming, boys. Y'all watch.
Yep.
Beck's coming. I'm telling you, I watch him. He works so hard. Him and Jordan Reed both. They work so hard every day. And I mean, they're and God bless those two, because we have not been fair to those kids. But they're the best 2 people. We're gonna play the best guys we got, whether you're a freshman or sophomore. Sometimes you just go, I wish they could go down there and play JV and kind of learn how to make mistakes and not have to learn how to hit 90-mile-an-hour fastballs right off the bat. But I mean, these guys can do it, and they've had to struggle and they've had to fight. But to watch them come through on the backside of this thing now, it's just so fun to watch.
Yeah, man.
And
amen to that.
I mean, because you think about those guys, they both started as freshmen as well.
Right.
So but I mean, that's not the best way to how do you want to call it? It's
not the way you draw it up.
Not the way you want to bring around. Here's the thing: they could do it defensively,
right?
And their gloves have taken them somewhere their bats couldn't handle. But guess what? That's turning around now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They just need. I mean, they just had to see it for a little bit.
Well, they had to get stronger.
It's a big adjustment.
And they both physically aren't outmatched now. And that's what how many times I tell you. When you tell me what do these kids need to do, what do these kids need to do? They need to get strong.
Yep.
Because you saw it out there tonight. You want to be in that top 5 in the state, you better have some men's. I mean, there was grown men at James Island tonight.
Yeah, they really are.
And I remember watching Greer last year in the playoffs. I just walked out of there saying, God, we got to get bigger. We got to get stronger. And I mean, that was about the most impressive team I'd seen come through until I saw James Island. I mean, physically, that was a good looking baseball team.
No question.
And but I mean, you got what, 5-6 college commits on that team already?
Yeah. So I was going to ask you about that, because I don't keep up with that stuff that closely. But I know the leadoff guy, the catcher, he's going to Charleston.
He's going to College of Charleston. That's
Rogers.
He's good.
He's real good.
He's I know their coaches, David Beckley, and David was all-time steals leader in the Southern Conference. David, assistant coach of the Citadel for 15 years. I mean, you don't get a whole lot better than him. And we were talking, and when David starts talking about he's about as good as catchers they've had come through there. Well, they've had some pretty good ones. And
well, they just had one go to Clemson a couple years ago, didn't
and he's at College of Charleston now too. Hogan's at
really?
Charleston.
Wow.
And
here's you and Whitley out in the fresh produce bullpen.
You can't. It's hard to get in trouble down there, boys. It's hard to get in trouble.
I enjoyed watching the game from down there with you the other night. That was a good time.
Nah, that's a job to do too. You got to get those guys ready. You want to make sure they're doing their job. And like I said, keeps me in the ballpark so Mark doesn't throw me. Hey, speaking of that, Mark had a good night tonight.
Did he?
Mark was good.
I only caught the last couple innings.
Mark was good. And we got good Mark tonight. He was good tonight.
Good.
LaShawn was good out in the field. I mean, that wasn't an easy game to officiate. I mean, there's a bunch of guys. That was fast moving, well played baseball game. You just hope it never comes down to a call here and there, and it didn't tonight. That thing was settled on the field.
That's what you love to see.
What else happened? Did Bluffton win tonight?
Yeah. They did.
They came back and won. Yeah.
So they're going to get in, right?
No.
I think so.
Unless they get in that large bid.
Well, let me think. Who's getting in? James Island, Beckham, May River,
Hilton Head.
Is there some kind of a at-large or something?
I believe there is for the hype for baseball.
Well, then they might. They could.
Do we think Bluffton would get in as an at-large?
That's right, because Hilton Head swept Bluffton, didn't they?
Right.
Yeah. So that's where Hilton Head kind of got the leg up over them. But but that's tough because Bluffton lost a lot of close games. Bluffton had a lot of close losses.
And they played James Island tough.
Yeah, I mean they lost by
real tough
1 or 2
both
runs.
games.
Yeah.
Also got a great photo of your boy Wood.
There are.
How about that, dude? You're talking about dude that'll compete now.
There are 4 at-large spots available.
Oh,
they can go either the upper or the lower state, and I gotta think Bluffton being where they are, and also getting that last 2 wins. I gotta think they have a shot at getting one of those at-large spots.
That'd be good. That'd be good. That team, those kids deserve it. They've got.
They do. They do. That's
obviously
the kind of team that should be in that spot.
With this being probably the toughest and probably just one of the strongest regions in the whole division, I would think Bluffton would get in. If they're in at large, I think they would get in.
We finished calling it off.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah,
kind of did. They had a solid core, but just not enough depth. I think attrition kind of got them toward the end of the season. But
did Buford win tonight?
Buford, did they play tonight?
Buford played Hanahan tonight, didn't they?
Softball played Hanahan. Oh no, that's tomorrow.
No.
Sorry. Baseball may have. Hold on.
No, I don't think so.
I thought Buford played.
They played them last night. They played them last night.
No, they played them Monday night, didn't they?
Yeah, they did.
Oh yeah, they did play on Monday night. They did play tonight. They lost 4-3. I didn't see that one on my. Dang, 2 tough ones.
It's been a good one.
2-run game on Monday and a 1-run game tonight. Yeah, that's rough. So
Hanahan's always good too. Hanahan, James Island, they play good baseball.
I will say Buford softball's looking to sweep at Hanahan tomorrow. That should be interesting.
Yeah, Buford was up 3-2, and then Hanahan tied it in the bottom of the 5th, scored 1 in the bottom of the 6th to take the lead. And then they got a leadoff single, but they stranded him at second.
I'll tell you what, though, Buford's going to be a team that could be a major problem.
They could be.
I mean, they could be.
If they could put it together for 4 or 5 games in a row, we just haven't seen the consistency.
They could go out quick too.
They could. That's the thing.
They could deep run, or they could flame out and
make 4 errors and call it a season.
You never can tell, and they're streaky. You
don't really know what you're gonna get from this Buford team, but I'll tell you, if they can get clicking, They're always a dangerous group to face when they have it under control. But that's the question. I mean, which version of the team are we going to see? Because they have some terrific athletes, and they've had that for years, where they just lock in the postseason. Of course, heralded by a football team, but it seems like this baseball program, even though they've had a couple of excellent players, they've had several different coaches come through that program, and they really haven't found the consistency coaching-wise, but they just seem to always find a way to make it difficult to beat them in the playoffs.
Well, they had O'Reilly there for a while. He gave
they did.
Ability.
It's since then that it's just kind of been
that was a baseball coach
revolving
too.
door. Yeah. No, I liked Keith a lot. I really liked him. Yeah. They just haven't had continuity. They've had 3 guys since then. And
when does
4 years ago?
When does the skis start next week too?
I believe so.
Yep.
We'll probably get brackets on like Monday morning, start Monday afternoon.
I mean, that's about how. Did they still go by like committee or something?
Yeah.
Committee. I think all that means is Mike Fannin sits down, starts making the brackets, and if he gets stumped, he calls one of his friends. That's the committee.
Jesus. I was watching that the other night.
I make fun, but I think it's kind of rooted in truth.
I was watching the other night. I come home the other afternoon and watched the Yankees, and so got PTSD. All JP Sears.
Oh yes.
We were going to win that prep team. What Lou and I had Jake Martin and Tyler Fox and those guys on it. We lost.
Wilson Hall was it? Skeeza?
Yeah, JP Sears throwed 180 pitches against us that week. and I mean, they were 180 quality ones.
Wow.
But
that's wild.
That guy was
180 pitches.
I think
he beat us on like a Monday and a Thursday. I mean, it was when
it was criminal is what it was.
It was
criminal.
Back then they just called you a first rounder.
Back then you'll work in that. I don't care about.
But what else do we have? Bluffton and 6-4 over Colleton. Tyler Wolf got the win. 4 2/3.
Nice. He was the difference. What a nice comeback there for Bobcat. Yeah.
He's been one of those difference.
They actually got down 4-1, had to come back and win that thing. Miles Fry had a double. They've called some young guys up from the JV, and they're having success.
They had a couple of good players.
Dawson Coonsey and James Basil.
They got a pitcher. They got a pitcher to beat our JV twice.
They got a couple pitchers. Basil, I think, is who beat your JV.
He was good.
His dad's a good dude. Good. He president of BYS right now. Even though his son has graduated out, that's a good dude. Lucy Beckham beat Hilton Head 12-2. HHCA shut out JP2 6-0. Zane Wilson went 4.
6-0.
Dylan Clark went 2.
Yeah. I sent you footage of that game, by the way.
What's that?
I sent you footage of that game.
Oh, you did? Yeah, I'll have to. I've been running all day today.
It's all good. It's all good.
Who JP2 throw?
Yeah, who did JP2 throw?
It wasn't Putnam. I know that.
DeWig, the lefty?
No. They didn't pitch either of those two.
Or Heathcat? Yeah, I was about to
Let me take a look.
I've been all over the place today, boys. Hung out with Coach Beachkowski
Cotter
today.
Cotter.
Oh, Cotter, yeah. Yeah, they were down on arms at this point.
You hold those guys to 6, you've done something.
Yeah, he did a pretty solid job. 5 innings.
Yeah. I left after they scored 4 runs. I had to, bolt over to watch that May River game because, I also didn't realize I forgot that Javon was doing the broadcast tonight because I could have just hopped on and did it with him. But
he has been the man these last few weeks and now with all the playoffs coming up and just wall-to-wall action, he is providing this amazing coverage. And
it's going to be tough to choose which games he does. For
right. There's so many good ones.
Is that the Buford Zone thing? Is that what?
Yeah, Buford Zone.
They do a good job, man. I like that. I like that that center field view he gets.
It's nice, right?
Yeah, you
The
talk about
work he has to put in to get that center field view is so
man, it's so good because you can set your guys down and show them like, hey, look over here.
It's great film footage.
Man,
it's
it is
great
film study for your guys.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And
but Hilton Head Prep beat Orangeburg Prep 12-2. Jackson Stanyard 6 innings. It only went 6.
Don't count Wellesley out, boys.
We're Wells believers. We're Wells truthers. Stanyard also had 2 for 4 with a double and an RBI. Sammy Middleton 2 for 4 double, 2 RBIs. Have you seen him, Mullis?
I think it would be interesting to
Have you seen the Sammy Middleton kid?
He can hit. Yeah.
Wells talks about him in.
That's Wells.
Alvin and Middleton have been swinging.
He said he's the best he's had at that age.
Yeah, he likes
Matt
that
Clark.
Guy. Yeah,
he likes him a lot.
Yeah, I forgot to mention the reason why that Christian County game was so close. They basically put their bench in halfway through the game.
Oh, okay.
Last region game, they basically stuck their bench in. So, anyway, sorry.
I haven't seen their bench, but I bet they're not bad.
Well, I mean, their bench.
They're not. They got some players that come off the bench that are always real strong on both sides of the plate. So,
I mean, all the guys, 3 of the guys that came off the bench are frequent starters. They also started some young guys. Like they started Jackson Richardson and Anthony Seminara. But they got Brooks. Like Brooks came in for Bird and TV Paw came in. Speaking of HHCA, they had signing day today. Yeah. 4 big signings for 3 football, 1 basketball. Tucker TV Paw was the big one, the punter. Yeah, he's going to Miami. He's going to be a Cane at the U.
Wow.
Great opportunity for him. Toddy Mansell going to North Greenville. Jackson Conrad was going to Lenore Rhine. He gave a Go Bears. And then for basketball, Dorian Janvier going to Coker. So congrats to all those guys. I've got some video from the school that I'll slap together and
he's got to be proud.
Last night, tomorrow.
That's a great program that he's built, and these Tucker Tivapaw. How cool has it been to see him perform his? Yeah, he has a special leg. And he's not just, the punting, just the punting aspect and the way he's been able to, drive it deep inside the 20, inside the 10 at times has been huge for HHCA. And he's got the talent to give himself a shot to the next level. So I'm excited to see what he can do, especially as he's a talent, getting that offer from a big time school, in the ACC. That's some awesome stuff.
And a great university too. Yeah, it's like a really good spot to go to school. You know what they're singing? You know what they're singing in Chicago right now?
No, don't go there. Don't go there.
Go Cubs, go, baby! They're singing "Go Cubs, go."
We went there last night. We don't need to go there again. All right.
Hey man, when it happens while we're on the air, you're gonna hear about it.
I remember when the first couple years when Brett Macy. Brett Macy's a big Cubs guy, and every time we'd win, he'd play that thing after the game.
Go
Cubs, go!
I swear he'd play that thing.
Great victory song. It's a great victory.
If you're a Cubs fan, I mean, even as cheesy and cringe as it is, like it feels.
I just remember all the
classic.
I just remember all the fans singing it in 2016 and how cool that was, but
fills my heart with joy.
Stuff. Yep.
But then on the flip side, you've got a dying Cub fan's last request, which is the other side of being a Cub fan.
Right.
Have them let me down one more time while Keith Moreland drops a routine fly ball. But MVP sponsors of LowcoSports pals Megan Jarrett, official realtor of LowcoSports.
Keith Moreland.
Yeah, Keith Moreland. Oh boy. Yeah, gives me PTSD. Megan Jarrett's our official realtor of LowcoSports. She's with Keller Williams of the Lowcountry. She'd love to help you find your place in the Lowco or maybe upgrade to a new place in the Lowco. So give her a call if you want to get into the real estate market. That's Megan Jarrett, the official realtor of LowcoSports, and my wife, We've also got Homegrown Home Inspections, MVP sponsor, and our official home inspector. Jan Lucas and his team are the best in the biz when it comes to checking out that home to make sure it's a good investment. And if you're building a new home, you got to have that phased inspection. They'll check on the build every step of the way, make sure it's doing right. Being done right at Homegrown Home Inspections. Mickelson Law Firm, our presenting sponsor of our Hilton Head Christian Academy coverage, and our original sponsor. They're our official real estate closing attorney. They've been with us since 2017. We appreciate all their support. And Hospice Care, the Lowcountry official hospice provider and the only not-for-profit hospice in southern Beaufort County. They provide all kinds of great services to the community because at Hospice Care, the Lowcountry, it's not about dying, it's about living. Those are our MVP sponsors, boys. Shark softball put up a good fight tonight, but James Island got them 3-0. Just couldn't push them across. They had opportunities, but couldn't get them in. Colleton County routed Bluffton 22-7. Bailey Cox 4 for 5 with a homer and 6 RBIs. Lanasia Sanders 4 for 4 with a triple. Alexis Eversole 4 for 5, 3 RBIs. Yeah, Bailey. Yeah. Bailey had a night. Good stuff. Bailey, by the way, she had initially committed to Mars Hill, decommitted, just didn't feel right, and wanted to stay close to home, going to Salkehatchie and gonna play softball right then, stay at home.
Just take a hoodie with you in Mars Hill.
What's that?
Take a hoodie with you in Mars Hill.
Take a hoodie? Yeah. No, she decided to keep it close to home and go to Salk, and that gives her a couple more years to play ball and get credits and then figure out if she wants to keep going. So props to her. Great kid. We've had her on here. I've gotten to know her mom, and she's terrific. And I met her dad the other day too. Just really good people. They've raised a bunch of college athletes, and as you know, Mullis, like it takes a village to get that done. And if you have multiple kids go on and do that, like you did something right along the way, and you made a lot of sacrifices along the way.
Oof. I mean, it is. I mean, it's the game's changed, man. I mean, it's different than it used to be. That's for sure.
Yeah.
The depth. I mean, we talk about the depths in high school. The depth of players. Look at the depth of these college teams now. I mean,
oh my gosh,
it's so much better.
I mean, even those Peach Belt teams, that we saw. Goodness sakes, they run a bunch of dudes out there.
Oh yeah, it's ridiculous.
Pretty sure you saw a half-ass college baseball team tonight. Shoot,
well, yeah.
Jesus.
I think that one would compete in the Peach Belt.
I've been doing some scouting on those guys. They threw 13 pitchers this year.
Yeah.
They had 8 guys that hit home runs. They've got 7 guys hitting over 3. I mean, they got a couple guys hitting 500. I mean, it was daunting. And for Willie to blow right through that thing tonight, that was impressive.
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
I mean, we had a pretty good scouting. We had a pretty good plan, and and I want to give another shout out too. Trace is calling those games.
Yeah.
I mean, we kind of give him a little bit of a scouting report and what we're trying to do, and man, he's doing fantastic. Couldn't ask for better.
I'm excited for Beckham tomorrow for this May River team. I think there's a big opportunity to really prove yourself to this state and show that you're ready to play in the postseason. Even if you just make it interesting, I think that's going to send a good message to you.
I think you just want them to carry on their momentum.
Right. Yeah.
We had a good week last week. That was a great week. Perfect timing for that week last week with Philip Simmons and
Buford.
And that was just, carry that on and to get this. Yep. You can't, like I said, Wes, you can't put the cart before the horse. You just gotta, you can't get caught up in the moment. And
just gotta play your game, man. Got to play your game.
Well, you got to play the arms race right now. I mean, let me tell you, getting that pod next week, and
you have to be conservative.
You got to have everybody lined up.
Everybody's got to be available.
That's the most important priority. But at the same time, you'd love to show a good effort.
Oh,
tomorrow against Beckham.
We're not gonna not run out there. I mean, we're gonna. They're playing good right now. So. They're playing good,
especially by the offense. They're playing good situational baseball, and
the best teams are the best teams are team led, and we don't have to do a whole lot of pushing and prodding. These guys know what they're doing. Yeah, they
go about their business.
They go about their business. And and I tell you what, we were laughing tonight. That weight room will be packed tomorrow morning at 7:00.
Nice.
Yeah, it's a lot easier to get up and go to work after a big win like that.
Well, it was
a little spring in your step.
Hey, it was packed Tuesday when those guys got home late from James Island. Yep. And that's the stuff that makes all the difference.
Sure. Amen. That's what's up. So. All right, Mullis. Well, you need to get going.
Angela had me a taco salad made.
Look at that. You're ready to go.
Ready to go.
All right, Bubba.
Thanks.
You have a good night.
Good talking to you.
Bask in the glory, and we'll talk to you soon.
Well, we'll when we get some we get the brackets Friday. I guess I better have brackets Friday. We probably need to talk about that.
Oh, nice.
Sounds like a plan.
That would be
good. All right, guys. Thank y'all.
Bubba. Be good.
Peace, man.
Ned Mullis, the coach, Butch Mullis, joining us to talk baseball. Big night for the Sharks. We took you through all the baseball scores. We took you through most of the softball scores. We didn't make it through all of them. Lucy Beckham 10-0 over Hilton Head. Carleton Prep beat Dorchester 14-8. Also, Dorchester beat Carleton Prep 4-2 in baseball. I don't think I mentioned that one. And we'll just shift gears and talk about some other stuff here in a minute. Varsity sponsors: DDS Web Design builds, hosts, and maintains websites for businesses and nonprofits that get results. So if you need to get found online so you can do more and think bigger, go to ddshhi.com. Parker Law Group serves legal needs across Hampton, Colleton, and Jasper counties, and they've jumped on board to help us continue to expand our coverage in those counties so we can shine a light on more deserving teams and student athletes around the Lowco. Reverence Wrestling Club is our official wrestling sponsor. They are the presenting sponsors of the Lowco Grind. I think we may be bringing that back soon with Carlo Perusa adding a little MMA flavor to it. But Reverence Wrestling Club is where you want to go if you want to take your skills on the mat to the next level. And Dr. Ambrose Cole is the official chiropractor of LowcoSports. You can find him at Rooted Living Wellness in Bluffton, and he'll get you feeling right, mind, body, and spirit. Those are the varsity sponsors of LowcoSports. They keep us going. Appreciate all their support. Not much else on the scoreboard as of yet tonight, boys. Patrick Henry girls soccer beat BA 3-3, but beat them 3-2 in PKs. And I really hadn't found any other soccer scores when we hit record or hit live. So don't have much else to go on. The boys, BA and PHA 0-0 tie, but BA takes it 4-2 in penalties.
Wow. Nice. Couple of close contests out there. I'm excited to see how these teams head into the playoffs, where they will be seated, and because it's very, very slim sometimes these ball games when you get into this time of year and you have these penalty kicks deciding either seeding and eventually deciding who moves on. And this is a Buford Academy team that has penalty kicks can be it's a coin flip at times, but credit to those guys who have
it is still a measure of
it's a mind game
skill associated with the game. Yes.
I mean,
and penalties are a part of the game. It's not like it's just a random.
A lot of games are decided by penalties where you get an opportunity to take one
directly.
But some players thrive on them and some don't. That's what we've seen at all levels of soccer. And when you have that goalkeeper who can find that extra spark and be able to stop one or two to make the difference, that's what it takes sometimes. So it's there's no one best way to decide a game, but penalty kicks are a solid way to do that because you have that quick, clear winner. You don't have to keep playing to somebody scores something like that. But
I just like ties in regular season. But
right.
I'm sorry. Before we continue, I just saw this come through, and I just had to show this just to show everyone that this is not true. But he decided to do this anyway.
What? Max said he gritty on the Loco if May River won.
I did not.
Did
not.
Okay.
I absolutely 100% did not. Javon, stop doing that. That's not funny. I don't like that. I can't even dance. What do you think I'm gonna do?
I don't like that.
I'm not embarrassing myself live on the Loco Lowdown.
This is 2 nights in a row that Max has said, that's not funny. I don't like that.
Well, last night, Carlo decided to call me out on the one interview I did where I didn't shake the dude's hand. And now
he was just poking fun. He wasn't calling
I know
out.
he was. But he does that every time. And anyway.
But I do want to see you gritty, though.
No. Absolutely not. No.
That's my jam in travel ball season. I'm about to be dancing to that on first base during travel ball season. Can't wait, man.
Javon, that was cold, man. That was cold, Javon. I don't like it. We're going to talk about that another day,
This is why I really start to feel old, because I just cannot resonate with something the kids are doing this generation.
You don't know the gritty? You don't know?
I know the gritty.
Okay.
But it's not for me. But
dude,
it's a good celebration. We see it across so many different sports now. The kids love it. That's how they celebrate, and that's
actually. I saw Ronald Acuna Jr. I think he hit a home run the other day, and as he was crossing home plate, he was doing the gritty, and it was kind of.
I really thought the gritty was over. I didn't think it had another season in it.
As long as Justin Jefferson lives, the gritty lives, man.
Well, I just thought something else would have come up by now.
Right.
Gritty's persisting. The gritty's persisting. Like the dab, it's long gone.
Is that the Fortnite thing? Is that Fortnite thing? Is that how it got popular? It just seems like
probably.
Yeah.
Most things come from Fortnite, I think. Generally, for the teen boys at least. The teen girls, they all come from Taylor Swift and TikTok, but the teen boys, it all comes from Fortnite and TikTok, I think. But I'm not really sure. Things that I don't do. Yeah, man. Right foot creep.
Right foot creep. Dude.
It's a banger. It's a banger. Young boy never broke again. I mean, it's a banger. That and Narco are in heavy rotation on the travel ball circuit.
I'm sure.
And I'm usually playing a bat when that starts playing. I'm wild out in the travel ball season. I have a lot of energy to burn off during a baseball game, let me tell you. Like some anxious energy.
Dude, we're having so much fun right now. I cannot wait till playoffs come around. We're going to have so much fun.
Well, then we'll actually be talking about games and stuff. Battery Creek 5-3 over Hampton County in girls soccer. I did find that one. And Colleton County boys beat Hanahan 3-1. That was a decent Colleton County boys team. They were just up against a gauntlet in that region this year. But and rough one for the Sand Shark baseball team today.
Hey, it's a throwaway game. It's a throwaway game. Yeah.
But 19-0's. I mean, I guess the best thing you can say about that one is that one's easy to forget. You just
it's UNC
pretend like
Pembroke.
you just drove up to North Carolina and back, and you didn't play no baseball.
I mean, it's UNC Pembroke. They're like a top.
That's a really good team.
It is. It is a really good team. And I'm guessing they didn't throw anybody.
You save all your arms for the week. You save all your arms for the weekend. I mean, there's no.
Yeah, that was really just a. Honestly, I would have just
get some reps.
I don't know if I would have even played that game, to be honest. But
I was a little surprised they did, but they probably had.
Well, I think the reason they did that was just kind of like a tune-up. Like don't play your pitchers. Maybe play
give some guys some reps. Give like
they use
players.
7 pitchers.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
It's a midweek game. You're not using any of your top guys. You're using some
in 7 innings.
Right.
If you're using your top guys, you're going to get an inning, and that's it.
Yeah, the only guys they use that would probably, I mean, Tillotson. Well, I guess Howard gets a little work, but he had a tough time. Marlowe, Fowler, he gets a little work, doesn't he? But I mean, none of those are big names. Those are like all guys. Tillotson, he's probably getting an inning or 2 over the weekend.
I expect to see Marlowe
side sesh for those
series, but I mean,
but most of those guys are just guys they were getting some work. So
I'm so excited for that weekend series, man. I'm going to be keeping an eye on it all weekend.
It's going to be fun. Yeah.
Oh, no. You're wrong about that, Javon. Girls soccer won the region, and track and field could potentially double up on state titles, boys and girls. They're going to be in the mix.
They are really good.
They're just just concentrated on track and field.
Now the schedule on the USC website still says Friday, Saturday, Sunday. But did they move that?
No, they moved it to Saturday because they moved it off Friday.
Saturday
so for graduation.
All right. Well, the schedule doesn't reflect it, but I'm sure. Yeah, Saturday. What?
Yeah, Bracken confirmed for us that.
Okay.
So are they doing? Are they doing a game Friday and 2 on Saturday?
No, 2 Saturday.
2 Saturday, 1 Sunday.
2 Saturday, 1 Sunday. Because Friday
what time
is
the first
graduation
on Saturday.
Okay.
I don't know the answer to that.
Right.
Yeah.
Probably on their Instagram is going to be my guess.
Yep.
Or you can text Bracken.
Yeah. Of course.
Then the other thing I was going to mention, speaking of Hampton County, they had a couple more signings today. Trenton Robinson signed for football at Benedict, which is terrific. I think he can be an impactful player there. Great for him to get the opportunity. And then DC Causey had a couple of different opportunities. He could have done football or track, and he elected to go with track. And I am currently trying to remember what school because I just blanked on it. Francis Marion. That's where he's going, DC Causey. So congrats to those two guys. And also saw some portal news. Speaking of Francis Marion, I'm like stream of conscious news reporting right now. Zach Talbert is in the portal from Francis Marion for baseball. And then also DJ Aiken just posted that he's in the portal. Football.
Really?
Yeah, from FIU. So maybe looking for a place he can, have more opportunity to play. Just not sure exactly what he's. Yep, exactly.
It's not a good fit. Hey, Nick Pringle, what happened to him? Wofford wasn't a good fit, and he found his way.
He's in the portal.
He is.
I haven't seen
again.
any.
No,
I mean, they're signing pretty fast, so I'm curious.
I expect it would happen soon. I mean, more sooner than not. I would think more sooner than later.
I agree.
Yep.
Yeah. So really eager to see that one in particular where he lands.
Yeah, I mean, I hope it's a place where it's a competitive school and he has a chance to compete for a championship. That has to be something on his mind, but at the same time, you want to find a place where it gives you the best shot to prove yourself because I think he's got some major potential going forward in professional ranks, whether it's NBA or internationally. But if he continues to execute and play like he's done in big games like we saw this March, somebody's going to find him professionally and send him an opportunity. And I think he's going to get some multiple ones potentially. So I think he's going to make a good decision here. I mean, obviously, he has people in his corner that they're going to help him out, and I think he's going to make the best possible decision for his end of his college career, but maybe more importantly, his future. So you got to weigh a couple different options at this period of your career. So I'm interested to see where it goes with it.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Sorry about that. I blipped out for a second. I'm not sure what his mentality is. Obviously, I'm not in his head, but I think one of the things that crosses my mind is just clean slate. I mean, he kind of got himself in the doghouse a little bit. It's such an unknown now with the nature of the portal and everything. Of like, you don't know right now what the roster is going to look like next year. But you would imagine that after coming off the first Final Four in program history, they're going to bring some guys in, and good guys. And if you're already kind of have a mark on your record, so to speak, like you could find yourself on the outside pretty easily, and it's your last year of eligibility. So I understand why he got in there. And, I can see him going back to more of a mid-major level where he could be a dude and know that he's going to be a center type player every night and try to really showcase himself. Or I could also see him going to a place where he feels like he's the missing piece at a Power 5 type program that just needs like one more dude to kind of put him over the top and be in the mix. So I think there's got to be an abundance of opportunity out there for him right now. And it's more the longer we wait, I don't get concerned that means like nobody's interested. I think it's more like him weighing all the available options and trying to make, because this is a one-shot deal for him now. Nobody, you're not in that boat anymore until you get to your final year of eligibility, but that's where he is now. So he's got to take some time.
This is the last,
it's the right place.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I'm sure it's not how he envisioned his career would go, playing at 4 schools. But the path leads where it leads.
It's been a successful one, though. That's
no regrets at all. It's just like, whoa, that I never could have imagined that's how it would go. In a million years. When you signed with Wofford, you'd never think like, I'll go to Dodge City, Kansas, and then Alabama, and then somewhere else. Like, that doesn't cross your mind, but life leads you where it does. So. Well, hey boys, we're closing in on an hour. We've talked about all the things we know about tonight. So let's shout out our Lowco Booster Club and start wrapping things up. The Court Lifestyle Pros, Daniel and Debbie Court are the Court Lifestyle Pros. They're Lowco natives. They're with Charter One Realty, and they want to bring you home to Hilton Head Island. Revive, rehab, women's health, and pelvic floor physical therapy. We got Dr. Ali and Dr. Jen over there, and they are the best with postpartum care. For you new moms, Eagle Creations has promotional items and custom apparel, as well as custom gift baskets, and they are working on a little Lowco apparel store for us. So keep your eyes open for that. Jay's Barber Shop has great stylists, great barbers over there. They'll get your style looking right, but they'll also give you some great conversation. I'm sure they're talking about the NBA playoffs over there right now.
Probably it's heating up.
Some Knicks fans talking trash, and then
Miami with the big game tonight.
Everybody trashing on LeBron. I'm sure everybody's trashing on LeBron right now. Barefoot Floor Care of the Lowcountry. Floors so clean, your feet will thank you, from Chris Odom and his team. And that's our Lowco Booster Club. Boys, who you want to shout out tonight? Wes, you're up first.
A lot of choices tonight. A lot of big-time performances. But I'm going to go to the softball field and go with Bailey Cox for her otherworldly performance. 4 for 5, home run, and 6 RBIs. Feasted tonight to lead the Colleton County Cougars to a 22-7 win over Bluffton. They continue to cement their strong season, and they're one of their top spots right now in the region. So I am excited about what Colleton County can do as we get into May and the playoffs, but it's going to take a lot more of Bailey Cox, doing it at the plate, but also, performing in the circle as well. She has been one of their top pitchers this year, combined with what she has done at the dish. So Bailey Cox, another huge game. I could have gone a couple players deep on that team, but Cox will get the nod with what she did out there. So big night for her and the Cougars.
Indeed. Big night for Bailey Cox, and just had signing day. So very cool week for her.
Yeah.
And Max Arraj, who are you shouting out, buddy?
Corn Man, Willie Corn.
Will Corn.
Willie.
Big
no
Corn.
sleep till Brooklyn.
5 innings pitched, 5 hits, 1 earned run, 4 strikeouts, 2 walks. A real solid outing by Willie
against
Corn.
A really good team.
Yeah, against probably one of the top teams, if not the top team in South Carolina. So, big win for May River. Obviously, they got another big game tomorrow against Lucy Beckham. Hopefully they can get the win there and get a 2 seed in this region, and then 2 seed for the playoffs. So, but great night by Willie Corn. He was fanning some batters out. So, it was a good sign to see out of him.
Yeah, I was going to go there if you didn't, but that was a good shout out for Willie Corn. It's the same guys I always shout out left. I've
Wilson.
I've shouted him out too. Jackson Stannard, I always shout him out. But you know what? Tyler Wolf, man. This is the second time I've shouted him out this season. Tyler Wolf, 4 2/3 in relief, no earned runs, 3 hits, 1 walk, 5 Ks. Just really, really good stuff from him to keep him in it and give him a chance to rally and get that win. And we talked a lot about that it's been a tough season for them. And it certainly has, as far as the outcomes go, the record goes. But I think they have seen a lot of young guys kind of grow up on the fly here that are going to be, key coming in, and they've got some talent coming up. As Mullis mentioned, they've got some guys on the JV who really pitched well this year, and I think they're going to be okay. They've got some guys who learned how to lead this year that'll be back. So props to Tyler Wolf, and I hope Bluffton gets into the playoffs because, like
that's
Mullis
one of those
said,
teams that really deserve.
They do deserve it. They really do. And those kids, I mean, that group of seniors in particular really deserves it. They've got a solid little lineup too.
And that's a group that can make, they can cause some trouble for some teams. So
I mean, Fry against the number 1 seed in that opening game, if they try to pitch off, they might be in trouble. Like if he's on and they try to pitch their number 3 guy or something, like it could get dicey for them. So yeah, it'll be fun to watch. But what are you boys getting into tomorrow?
I might catch some soccer over at the Hilton and Christian Academy, taking on May River in a nice, Skiza on South Carolina High School League matchup. There's a couple of other interesting games. A nice non-conference contest for Bluffton girls soccer. Actually, they will not be in the playoffs, but good opportunity to finish strong against Philip Simmons. That still should be a competitive game. But Hilton and Christian Academy, that could be interesting against May River. The HHGA team.
Bluffton boys at JP2. That's a good one.
Yeah, that's the big Josh Fox reunion. The
Fox Derby.
Yeah, coming back to JP2, so that's always fun. But I think Bluffton should get them.
Yeah, Bluffton should handle them.
Yep. Hilton and Christian Academy, Hilton High. Hilton Head will, once again, that's another team that will not be making the playoffs. It is tough because there are some quality teams that miss out in soccer, and tough to see that. But hopefully they can finish their season strong with good performances. And then
kind of a bland slate tomorrow overall. Buford at Hanahan softball will be good at 6 on the road. So
not much. It's it's the end of the regular season. You're playing
dregs.
It's like the college football weekend where you got the big squads against the FCS schools. It's like,
Alabama against Charleston Southern.
Right.
Yeah.
Clemson's playing Western Mississippi School for the Deaf or something, like.
Oh man. Oh God, I don't know where I'm gonna go tomorrow night. You know what? I might have to go back out to May River tomorrow.
What do you get?
That's right. That's right. We got the big one.
The baseball. Yeah, Lucy Beckham at May River. That's the game of the night
right there.
Yeah.
I might have to go back up for that game.
Yeah.
I got to coach.
That'll be my third night. That'll be my third night in a row at May River, by the way. If I do
I might go to May River on Friday. There's a good softball game going on there, so you may have to go there another night.
Yeah,
that's right.
Lucy Beckham, May River.
Lucy Beckham, yeah.
So a lot of good stuff happening at the tank this year and these last few weeks. All these May River squads are in contention. It's fun to see.
Man. Good stuff.
And then
all right, boys.
What
you got?
Sorry, no, go ahead.
I was going to let you say something if you had something to say.
No, I was looking at the schedule. I was like, really? Anyway, continue.
Right on. Yeah, there could be errors in there. It was compiled months ago.
Right. But, you just never know. Schedules are not fluid.
Yeah, things get changed.
Yep.
But especially at this time of year, teams start, attrition. They're like, hey, I know we had a non-region game schedule with you, but we got not enough players to survive if anybody gets hurt, so we're gonna need to cancel that. It gets down to that at some places. But great show tonight. Enjoyed it. Good talking with Butch Mullis as always. Great win for the Sharks tonight. 8-5 over James Island. Only the first team from South Carolina to beat James Island season, so that's pretty cool. And also thanks to all of our sponsors and all the people who showed up to listen or watch. We appreciate you, and we'll be back to do it again tomorrow night, 10 o'clock, LowcoSports Lowdown. Can't wait. Till then, for Wes Kerr, Max Arraj, I'm Justin Jarrett. Go Lowco.
The LowcoSports Lowdown podcast is a production of Lowco Media LLC and LowcoSports.com, an independent media outlet providing grassroots local sports coverage in the South Carolina Lowcountry. We are sustained by community support from sponsors and patrons like you. Get in the game with a monthly pledge of $1 or more at patreon.com/LowcoSports to keep us going and growing. Go Lowco.